How's it going, everyone? Today's focus is the Broken Deep Master Law Sector, dealing with champions of Overload and Unstoppable. The threat of Strand is the boss's Strand, but a lot of the mobs that are really hurting you is the Overloads, which are doing void damage. So, to start with, for our build, we'll be using Prismatic. Song of Flame is super helpful here, helps you Radiant, so if your anti-barrier for whatever reason isn't this week, as we're doing, or isn't today actually, sorry, as you're doing Overload and Unstops, but it is really nice for just more just a radiant damage bonus, and then it also stuns a lot if you're using your melee. Keeps you alive, so it's kind of like an invulnerability well, so it's definitely beneficial. Phoenix Dive is optional. I'm not running Hellion, so there's no reason to like consistently spam it all the time, but if you want to, I would probably say go run a Healing Rift if you're not running Hellion. As you Hellion, you want to, immediately, get your class ability up a lot, so you want to go over and over and over. But Healing Rift helps you just, stand still. You're in kind of a enclosed space, so Healing Rift might be better, but I like Phoenix Dive just for flavor, I guess. Arcane Needle's kind of just the only really melee I'd recommend, other than Penumbral Blast. All the other ones are kind of useless in my opinion. You could use Chain Lightning in this scenario to keep you amplified and jolt targets. But the hard thing is getting darkness damage or build up for your Transcendence, so I'd probably recommend running Arcane Needle. It's just easy to spam out. There's multiple of them, so it helps with spamming the grenades. If you want a melee grenade all day long when you're Transcendent. Storm Grenade is required for our exotic getaway artist, so you're going to have to use that. But when you consume your grenade, you'll also use Bleak Watchers, and it'll give you a stasis turret. So just consume your grenade all day long. You can use your grenade normally if you'd like, but your best bet to keep a ton of turrets active and keep your getaway arc buddies available is probably just to consume it the whole time. Feed the Void. We want our Devour active as much as we can. Gives us ability, energy, and additional health. With that, and along with the Devour, which is from our ability kills, so it's not going to be from the trash clam. You got a perk. Funny. So it gives you only on ability kills. So you got to make sure your arc buddies are doing work, or your Bleak Watchers, or any of your Transcendents. But you should be able to stay alive really well. Arc buddies do a lot of damage. Fragments, Faceted Dominance. This isn't required. I just like using it as I don't have anything else ready to go. It's good for with your arc for jolts. It does work really well also with weakening with your Transcendence Grenade that is void, so it kind of double dips. So it's pretty beneficial, and due to me having a crazy amount of resilience and discipline, I can't seem to get enough of it, so the negative is acceptable. Sacrifice, I think Sacrifice and Courage, I think, are the two required ones. You should never take these two off, ever. They're just too strong to give you that Transcendence energy, because you kind of just want to be as strong as possible, so you get the Transcendence energy, and then when you get more damage with your arc buddies when they're debuffed by a Darkness debuff, which is going to be from your Arcane Needle. So these two just work too well together. If you've seen any people's videos about boss damage, you're going to want Faceted Courage on for more damage, as your Still Hunt will just wreck bosses. Faceted Purpose, it's amazing for giving you restoration, as we have a solar super, so helps you keep you alive. It's pretty beneficial on those orb drops, but you can switch around depending on what your super is. I do think restoration is pretty beneficial to have. One thing you could switch it out for would be Facet of Defiance if you'd like, as it gives you those extra finishers to help jolt things around or whatever, especially in small rooms, so this is pretty helpful. I would not recommend mending or anything else in here, as they're kind of not very good. But protection, definitely required to keep you alive. If you ever played Arc a lot, then you'll know that your survivability is, if you don't have anything up, you're really going to need as much DR as you can, but you want to run 100 resilience just to keep yourself alive as much as possible. So, Getaway Artist, consume your grenade and we'll convert it into an Arc Soul. If you played Arc at all, instead of running into your class ability, you can then just consume your grenade. And so we're making sure we focus as much as we can on consuming our grenade all day long. So consume. It's the reason we're running some grenade kickstarts, just to give us more grenade energy. It does count when you consume your grenade, so it's a nice benefit. And I do run a special finisher if I ever need to, if I'm ever out of ammo, I need to consume 3 charges, I can. So it's a nice little benefit there. I would recommend Absolution or anything else for ability uptime. All depends on your preference. You don't have to run kickstarts. You can actually run weapon surges if you'd like. I just don't usually run weapon surges except from doing boss stuff or GMs. A lot of times I just like to run ability stuff because it's more fun. Arc Siphon, this matches depending on your weapon you'll be using a lot for the ad clear. I would make sure you have at least one of them on. Double finders is not required. A crazy thing also with the Arc Buddy is that it spawns more ammo. So if you ever notice you use an Arc Buddy to clear a room, or you're in a raid and there's just crazy amount of ammo generation, it's because your Arc Buddy is kind of just killing everything along with Hellion. If you're running that, it gives you crazy amount of ammo. So if you ever wonder why you're running double special and you're never out of ammo, that's probably why. Or you're running, two sidearms, rocket sidearms that count differently for ammo, as these count as primaries, so they spawn their own ammo type, which is kind of cool. So they spawn special ammo. But use the call. It's great for close combat. It works really well with dealer's choice, along with one for all. So it's a nice benefit. And then indebted kindness here. Strand is the boss is a strand subjugator, so you do more damage with strand. So it's a nice thing to throw on. Indebted kindness is super helpful for volt shot. I do run lead from gold on both of these, so when I get my heavy ammo drops, I never run out of ammo, as it's never fun to have no ammo. Thunderlord is just good for this encounter for overload champions, as some of them are a little farther out of reach, so you want to make sure you can just shoot them down real quick, or if you find a good spot in the last boss room, just nuke the boss. So 100 resilience, 100 discipline if you can get it. Obviously it's really easy because I'm running both sacrifice and courage, so it's a little excessive amount of discipline, but it's okay. And then other than that, that's kind of my build. So let's go and give it a go. Let's see how this is. Should be a quick, nice and smooth run. I have had a really difficult time getting exotic pieces to drop, or the Ingrams to drop. So don't know if Mythic or Master Law Sectors are the way to go now for that, but we'll see. All right, here we go. Let's see how this works out. Arc Buddy's been very helpful so far. And that was a terrible turret. The number one thing that'll kill you in here is going to be these little blow-up spots. They are the worst. Just gonna throw that over there. I'll switch to the bolt shot. And just keep spreading this around. And if we can get as many sentinel turrets as we can, it'll help us take care of the unstops and overloads. We'll just sit in the back and just kind of play it safe. Oops, did not mean to do that, but alright. Gonna take out overloads first. Keep using my melee mainly so I can get my grenade back faster. Oh, that guy's coming back. Okay, let's get these turrets going again. I seem to have slacked on focusing one target at a time. There we are. Oh, come on. So the turrets are gonna help us with the slows, everything else is gonna help us with damage, and then we're good now. Finisher, and we're all. Should have Transcendence up probably twice every room. The last boss is actually brutal if you don't know, if you go try to sit in the middle at all. The best thing to do is just stay on the edge of the room and play it safe. Okay, just keep these turrets going, put them as far as we can, as we want to make sure they stop the unstops early to be able to deal with them. Okay, there's the unstop spawning. First one's down, then we're gonna have the little panels. There we go. Phalanxes are terrible to deal with. Try to save your Thunderlord if you can for when you actually need it, as it'll be very helpful later on. And we just switch to different weapons so we can get our Transcendence going. Sun Unstop and Finisher. There we get blasted away. Use your Phoenix Dive. And you can also just, melee in a different direction or something. Will help you redirect. Especially for the Weavers, just make sure you back away so it doesn't pull you as far. Okay, grab my ammo. And run away. So if there's one mob available, you want to see if you can get bolt shot up, but if not, it's fine. So now we have super still. Just gonna sit here and just dump a whole clip into this guy. So if you die here, I mean, you're going flawless, then you obviously don't die, but if you're running this normally, if you die right here, you can actually sprez and then get launched immediately, so be very careful of watching this eruption, as it'll just, shoot you immediately, so you get right here and it'll just take you. So, if you can, I would say start by taking out the overload. This is where you kind of want the Thunderlord, or anything long range for overloads. Once you take this guy out and get closer, these will spawn. And then they're just a few mobs, nothing crazy, so if you want to wait for abilities to be available, you can. But usually I just go up here and sit on the left-hand side, and wait for these to spawn in. And we should have, I believe, one more mob. Nope. Okay, good. Alright. And then we're gonna have the painful room. So to start with, you can use your Song of Flame. I would recommend probably saving it. And reload all your weapons. Just kind of nuke the boss from a kind of safer spot. When you jump down here, you can do whatever you need to, collect something. I usually think over there is a safer spot, but once you phase into the second phase, you're gonna have a bunch of mobs spawn to the left, so probably a good time to transcend then. So strand damage is increased versus the strand boss, so make sure you're using it as you can. Some mobs left, and we'll just take out the overload early. You want to start the overload first, because whenever, that's not fun. That got a little scary, so I popped that. Okay, we're just gonna blow these things up fast. That'll be in a good spot. And we're gonna go over here and shoot that. You never wanna go across the middle if you can, because that boss will mess you up. And then he'll just run right across, so be very careful. Comes the blades. Blades dodged. Notice I'm using Strand first, because my meta weapon is the, Kindness. Okay, so we still have Transcendence, which is good. We're gonna use this. And we want to go back left because we don't want to be in the puddle. And if we can, we want to run around and get back to the high ground over here. So the boss is now available to be DPS'd, so we want to make sure we mess him up as much as we can with our Transcendence, which should be able to do most of it. There we are. So boss is dead. Now you can focus any husks. And then doors open, but we still have to kill and unstop. He's over here to the right. There you are. Easy peasy. He's dead. And we can collect our loot. Exotic Ingram. Boom. That's the first one I've got, actually. I've run this 3 times. Actually, yeah. 3 times on Master, and then 1 time on Expert, just to get the triumphs down mainly. So, let me know in the comments below what you think of, oh, come on. I guess it's not gonna let me go to the... Okay, that's fine. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this build. Thunderlord makes it helpful with volt shots and stunning overloads. Call helps out a lot with just big damage strand on the boss, and then of course Getaway Artist is sweet for keeping amplified for that damage resist. So let me know in the comments below what you think, and as always, hope you have a fantastic day.